Today on Time About the Movies, Adam Sandler gets his buddies back together from Saturday Night Live with a little bit of a mix of some of the current cast members of Happy Madison, including Kevin James, and also featuring Selma Hayek, Maya Rudolph, and Maria Bello among the cast in the comedy Grown Ups. We have that movie, and we also have Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz in yet another high-budgeted action romantic comedy. I guess we're getting a lot of these this year. But we have them in Night and Day, directed by James Mangold, so that means it's got to be good, right? Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that and also Grown Ups as we wrap June up here on Time About the Movies, June 25th, 2010. Coming your way next.
These childhood friends get back together.
It's good to see the buffoons again.
It's every man.
I thought you were going to start working out. Got a little Kardashian in there. No.
Woman.
Get down low and let the rock do the magic. Do you know how to skip rocks?
Are you kidding me? I am the best at this.
And child.
You know they put a chemical in the pool that turns urine blue.
No. It's an old wives' tale, sweetie.
For themselves.
Oh, my God!
Grown-ups in theaters June 25th.
And welcome to Time About the Movies. Today we're taking a look at the two films released on June 25th, 2010 to wrap the month up. And of course our first movie is Grown Ups, where their elementary school basketball coach passes away. 5 childhood friends played by Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, and Rob Schneider decide to get together and spend the 4th of July weekend with each other's families. And, this is a really odd movie to say the least. It's a movie where it's your typical Happy Madison movie. It's odd because they were apparently inspired to do this after they saw The Hangover. The big thing was that they all saw The Hangover, they all saw how good that movie was, and said, we want to make a movie just like that. They all saw The Hangover and said, we got to make a movie just on the same level. And so that's how this movie came to be. And one can only imagine what they were thinking when they saw The Hangover and realized that they wanted to make a movie like this, like The Hangover. And they made this, and let me tell you, this is not The Hangover by any means necessary. It was thrashed by critics when it came out, and some people have said that this is the start of the Happy Madison decline of those movies where, it just wasn't that funny, but still people went to go see it. It still was a big hit overall. I'm not going to go that far and say that this is the start of that downward spiral for Adam Sandler that is the 2010s, but no, we'll save that for February when it starts off with Just Go With It, because that's where the real downfall of this starts going, when that movie comes out. But for this, it's fine. It's not The Hangover, I can tell you that much. I had a good time watching this. It's a very flawed comedy, yes, but I like the improv moments that they have between the 5 male lead stars. You can tell that everybody in here knows each other. They have a lot of good chemistry together. There's a lot of fun that they have in this movie, and there's a lot of good fun factors in there. There are a lot of jokes that do get really annoying. You got your predictable fart jokes, your boob jokes, your groin jokes. They get annoying after a while, but they don't kill the experience while you watch it. And I don't know why they make Chris Rock into kind of a feminist type of person. I mean, it just didn't really feel. It felt so out of place when you watch that, but Rob Schneider, I think, not surprisingly, he was the unfunniest one of the bunch. I mean, he really wasn't given a whole lot to do, per se. I think the biggest overall problem with the movie is that there isn't really a major story going on here. No real conflicts. It just feels like they just put multiple parts of other movies together to come up with a thread of a storyline here. I mean, it should not be this difficult to do a story like this. And yeah, when I watch it, it does kind of remind me a little bit of Couples Retreat. I mean, I put it on that same wavelength, per se, except I think this is a little bit better than Couples Retreat, per se. You got a good cast in here that works off a simple plot, and it works well when the dialogue sounds improvised, and it happens in this movie too. But it's funny, especially when you have Sandler and his crew doing what they do best and delivering some pretty good lines overall. But yeah, you do get those jokes that are kind of old, like the whole thing about, the water park and them going and peeing in the pool, and, that scene where Salma Hayek is throwing the baseball to kids. It's like, that's stuff we could expect to see all the time. But, hey, Kevin James getting the shit smacked out of him could be funny, though. I don't know why, but yeah, they really tried to make Kevin James the Chris Farley of this group. Supposedly this was originally written for Chris Farley back in 1997, when this was earlier being conceptualized, but that doesn't make any sense because, how can you say that The Hangover was your inspiration, and then you say that and then you say that Chris Farley was supposed to do this back when we were supposed to put this together. It just makes no sense whatsoever. But other than that, though, it is what it is. I mean, it's not a bad movie per se, but it is the beginning of the inevitable end of the good, fun, over-the-top Adam Sandler comedies before we get to the ones that just get on your damn nerves so quickly with Just Go With It, and then Zookeeper, and then Jack and Jill, those movies. Yeah, that trend of bad movies begins the next year with Just Go With It. And yeah, that's where it really begins to fall apart. But this, it's tolerable. It's a decent movie overall. I liked it. I thought it was alright for what it was. Certainly did not lead a sequel, I can tell you that much. But we'll save that for 2013. But anyway, that is Grown Up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the other movie that came out this weekend. Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz starring in the action comedy Night and Day.
I want to talk about this guy. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Excuse me. He was like some sort of secret agent or something.
Maybe I didn't make it clear enough, but we're gonna have to stick together. Sorry. Who are you?
This is the guy.
I'm the guy. The guy. I'm the guy.
On
your own safety.
Whatever happens,
Please stay in the booth. What are you talking about? Whoa, everybody get down. No one follows us, or I kill myself and then her. Rodney! Shut you through and through. No bone, nowhere near the frontal artery. It's all good. Probably get a promotion. Good? Some people are gonna come looking for you now. They'll tell you about mentally unstable, violent, dangerous. It will all sound very convincing.
I'm already convinced.
Till a week ago, Roy Miller was the most trusted covert agent in the world.
What happened a week ago?
Full-blown break with reality. Why didn't he kill you?
I think he liked me.
Hey, Jude! It's a beautiful dress! What's second? Out there on your own. Your life expectancy is like here. With me, it's here. Without me, here. With me, without me. With me, without me.
He's been playing you. He's a spy. That's what he does.
I'm sorry. It's reflex.
Just don't know what to believe.
In my opinion, sometimes things happen for a reason.
Yeah, sorry for that line that keeps going up. That's not me. That was the trailer itself when I put that up there online. I wanted to look for the 35mm version of it, and that's the one that came up here. But, yeah, 2010 was definitely a year where there was a lot of action, romantic comedies, if you will, or comedies, because I guess you got to include The Tourist in that list, which got a Golden Globe nomination for comedy, but it wasn't a comedy. But we'll save that for December. But we have Jennifer Aniston and Gerard Butler in The Bounty Hunter. We had Ashton Kutcher and Katherine Heigl earlier in the month in Killers. And now we have Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz for the first time since Vanilla Sky together in Night and Day, where you have Cameron Diaz as a classic car restorer who unwittingly gets involved with a eccentric secret agent played by Tom Cruise as Roy is on the run from the CIA. And the pieces are definitely there. Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz worked together very well with Vanilla Sky almost 10 years ago. You have a cast that also includes Peter Sarsgaard, Viola Davis, and Paul Dano. And it's directed by James Mangold, whose last film was 3:10 to Yuma, which was a great film. He also did Walk the Line, Copland. I mean, the guy is a solid freaking director, man, and he very rarely misses. But then again, it's the script that completely botches it. And what we get here is a movie that is really one of the most boring and generic action movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, good lord. Yeah, it's better than stuff like Killers, Bounty Hunter, and Tourist, but at the same time, not by that much. And yeah, it works because Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz work off each other so well, but they've essentially taken Bird on a Wire and replaced Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. And I'm sorry to tell you this, Bird on a Wire did it a whole lot better. And even that movie wasn't that great overall, but I'd rather watch Bird on a Wire than this. Like, yeah, the action sequences are fine in here. Tom Cruise looks like he's having a pretty good time playing the same character he is. It feels like, what it feels like is a Mission Impossible movie where Ethan Hunt is acting like he is in a Mission Impossible movie, and you have Cameron Diaz, who's acting like somebody who should not be involved in this whatsoever. And yeah, it's just, it's a movie that should work, but it just doesn't. It just goes for a generic storyline. The jokes are not funny. The visuals actually look kind of rough when it's not the action sequences. There's a lot of really bad CG in this. And it's that script. The script overall is the worst. They got a guy, Patrick O'Neill, who has never written anything else since then. And he's not even... I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. He doesn't even have a link to his page because he's never made anything else since then. And I wonder why. I wonder why that is, because you made a bland, generic script. And it's just like... You know, there's so much of this that could have worked so well, and it's just such a letdown of a movie that you're supposed to get so much more out of it, and it's just not there when you watch it. It's just a bland, forgettable, schlocky film, and this was kind of a big deal for Tom Cruise as well, because remember, he had just come from running United Artists for like a couple years or so, and then completely falling off the face of the earth for a little bit here. I mean, this was the last thing he did before his eventual career renaissance, because the following year he'd come back in style with Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Couldn't remember the name of the next Mission Impossible film, but that's when his comeback really began. This was the last movie that came in between that lull between Mission Impossible 3 and Ghost Protocol. And I mean, the film is trying, though. That's the thing. It's trying to do something. It's trying to make it interesting. It's trying to make it enjoyable, and it's just... That script, man, is just the thing that just keeps it from getting anything good, getting more good. It's just like it just really doesn't work. It's a disappointing movie. I was really let down by it when I saw it, because I was really looking forward to seeing it. They have a good cast in this. They have a good director in here, but unfortunately, there's just nothing else about it that makes it work. And it's just such a terrible, terrible missed opportunity on so many levels. And you know, Fox really tried hard to sell the movie, too, and I'm reading up on this history here. It's a fascinating history when you take a look at it, because, for one thing, they opened it 2 days earlier so they can get out ahead of Ghost of Grown-Ups because of poor initial tracking numbers for a film that had a budget of $117 million, which, by today's standards, is not that big of a deal, but back then, that was a big, big deal. And, yeah, it didn't even end up making half that money back, per se, domestically, but... It got help out worldwide, so I guess technically it was still a hit in general, but it was just a missed opportunity on so many levels. And even I'm reading up on here, and it's a very fascinating history when you think about it, because they attempted to increase the word of mouth by having a sneak preview, and they knew that day, because they did, when they made the announcement, they knew it was going to be a commercial flop, and so they tried everything they could to try to save it. And a Fox official basically said, after those pre-release polling numbers, they said, at those numbers, we can't open the movie right now. Hopefully that'll change in the next few days. And you don't have a choice. I mean, you have a sneak preview on that day, June 19th, and you don't have a choice because you're opening the movie 6 days from now. Not even that, 4 days from now. And it's just like, yeah, it felt like they botched this whole thing up big time. It made no sense. It just felt like there was a big problem with marketing the film, promoting the movie in general, and the end results spoke for themselves. And yeah, it quickly faded into obscurity, and it never really went anywhere. And just like the movie itself, it never really went anywhere. And it's a shame, because Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz can sell a movie. James Mangold can sell a movie, but if you don't have a good script, it doesn't make a damn difference what you do. Because yeah, that's the major flaw with the film. A bad script overall ruins it. It's a shame, because I was really looking forward to this, and I was really let down by what I saw from it. So there you go. That's Night and Day for you. And thus, with all that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies, and the next time we meet, we'll jump into the middle point of 2010, 4th of July weekend, with two big blockbusters coming out on the same day, including the Twilight Saga Eclipse, and also M. Night Shyamalan's adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender, simply titled The Last Airbender. Try to guess which one is actually the good film and which one is a steaming pile of garbage, because you might be pleasantly surprised or shockingly surprised when you figure that out. But we will take a look at both of those movies coming up tomorrow on the show. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Also check out our playlist, and also check out the last episode we did. With that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.